That's you.
In the earliest days of the society, knighthood was bestowed. At the first tournament which began our society, the first knight was created in what would become the Kingdom of the West, recognizing one of the great worth among the combatants. In the second year of the society, their majesties of the West created the Order of Chivalry, which included knights and the newly established Masters of Arms. That same day, the Order of the Laurel was created to recognize outstanding artistic achievements. In the 7th year of our society, the Imperial Order of the Pelican was established by the Board of Directors to recognize those who greatly served the society. In the 9th year of the society, the Crown of the West established the Order of the Pelican for those who provided great service to the kingdom. This order flourished throughout the known world, and the Imperial Pelican was closed. For over 40 years, there were 3 bestowed peerages in our society. However, on the first day of the 50th year of the society, the Order of Defense was established, recognizing those greatly skilled in steel weapons combat. Now, 10 years later, the society shall honor and recognize practitioners of the missile and ranged weapons for their skill on the field of combat and range, and acknowledge them as peers to stand equal with the orders of chivalry, laurel, pelican, and defense. Lore, legends, and history all have tales of the importance, skill, and mastery of these skills of this order. The bow represented the first time mankind had been able to store energy and use it for hunting and warfare. In the state of Chu, China, in the 4th century BC, using the repeating crossbow, to Robin Hood in England in the 13th century, robbing from the rich and giving to the poor, to the Battle of Agincourt in 1450, where archers decimated a larger, superior French force. The war-wolf trebuchet was so large and so feared that the town of Stirling tried to surrender before it could be shot. Several tribes of Africa used a variety of thrown weapons as they were attacking to disrupt and defeat their enemies. The Balearic slingers, indigenous to the Balearic Islands, where warriors famed for their mastery in the art of using the sling, they served as mercenaries for both Carthaginian and Roman forces. These and many more instances demonstrate the importance of these skills and the impact on the history of mankind.
Today, we are establishing the Order of the Mark. We have received many words and wisdom and recommendations on those who should be premiers and those who should be future members. We have reviewed those words and considered all of the potential candidates. Although we felt there were a number of people who were worthy of this accolade, the Board of Directors has mandated that only 3 can be made this day. This gave us a very difficult decision. How do we pick 3 out of those that we felt were worthy?
I apologize. If the populace chooses, they may be seated, take their rest.
No.
Normally, we would call for speakers at this time, but this is not normal. This is history. This is unique. This is the end of a long road of work and effort by a large number of people across all the kingdoms of the known world for a great many of years. But this is also the beginning of a new road, a new path. Some of those that worked on this have done so for many years, and this is a momentous occasion and a fulfillment of those dreams and aspirations. It gives us great honor to help them complete this journey and open a new one for them this day.
That's you. Okay.
At this time, will all those of the Order of Chivalry please stand? Is the peerages of our society complete?
No, Your Majesty.
You may be seated.
Will the Order of the Laurel please stand? Is the peerage of our society complete?
No, Your Majesty.
Will the Order of the Pelican please stand? Is the peerage of our society complete?
No, Your Majesty.
Please have a seat.
Will the Order of Defense please stand? Is the peerage of our society complete?
No, Your Majesty.
Please be seated.
We charge all peers to offer your assistance to the leaders of this new order as it grows into its own, sharing your own skills in ministering the affairs of your representative orders until such a time as the order is well established in Onsiora.
Since ancient times, the skill of ranged combat has turned tides at war and been witness in honorable competitions at courts. Whether felling foe, hunting, or sporting for fun, practitioners of ranged weapons each have the goal of hitting their mark. Furthermore, those who have distinguished themselves by following the ideals of chivalry, who esteem our laws and customs, who embody the attributes of nobility, are counted as peers. This day, the Order of the Mark is established throughout the known world as the symbol of peerage among those greatly skilled in the arts of ranged weaponry. Their stellar majesties, Jason and Margarita, fourth of their name, after thoughtful consideration and consultation with the populace, have identified 3 candidates who have shown tremendous skill in archery, thrown weapons, or siege engineering, who comport themselves as peers of the realm. Next.
At this time, I would like to summon into this court Count Romanius.
At this time, I would like to call Mistress Colleen O'Kelly. At this time,
we would
like to call
Maestro
Maestro Vincente. Today is a momentous day for each of you, for our kingdom, and for the society.
While this elevation to peerage is a joyous celebration, it is also committing yourself to take on the responsibilities and duties associated with this position. You must understand and accept this charge willingly. Is it your wish to accept membership in this new order this day?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Sir Absalon, please come forward as a member of the Order of Chivalry to speak for these candidates.
Your Majesty. Thank you for the honor of being able to speak.
Good gentles, I am Absalon of Hereford. I am a Centurion of the Sable Star, Knight of the Realm, and Baron of Beltsy. I think it's fair that if asked, prowess is the most common requirement that people will bring up for a member of the Order of the Chivalry. And prowess is a hard and arduous path. We get there by being out there in the heat, day after day, week after week, being out there in the cold, fighting through pain, fighting through exhaustion, fighting through it all until we reach our goal. And then we keep on fighting through that. These 3 gentles today represent an order that is being created not because it's fair, but because it was earned. These 3 gentles have been out there in the heat, day after day. They've been out there in the cold. They've been out there inspiring others, bringing others into their enjoyed passion, their enjoyed fun. Your Majesties, these 3 have always been the go-to people for representing archery in the combat arts, siege, knife, axe, and spear. These 3, I have no doubt, will bring more nobles into the order and make it an order worthy of this society.
Here, here.
Excellency Kira Baroness of Stargate speak for the Order of the Laurel.
Yes, Your Majesty. Thank you for asking me to do this, of course. It is my true honor to be here. The Order of the Laurel. First of all, hello, my name is Kara, Baroness of Stargate Order of the Laurel. I am here to talk about not only these three individuals, but the community in itself. Oh, Colleen, you're gonna make me cry. I have been in the society for I think 26 years now. And I have watched all of these individuals. You might not know me as well as I know you, but I watch. I feel like it's important to talk about history. The SCA is here in order to relive history and to teach history. I want to talk about the Battle of Agincourt. I was reminded by our herald, one of the battles. The reason why we are here today, I feel, is because without the missile community, we would not have the history that we have. In the Battle of Agincourt, the French blocked the English retreat. The archers, the longbowmen, were flanked on both sides. And it was because of them. Oh gosh. The ground was muddy, it was cold, it was wet. The English, their numbers were dwindling from the sea. And it was because of the longbowmen was firing down on the French in their heavy plate armor. And their horses, they only had armor on their faces. And they churned the mud, and they couldn't get through. The French could not get through to the English to battle Henry V and kill him. And the longbowmen mowed them all down while they churned up the mud, and they could not get through. And those that did get through, they were firing at point blank at them to kill them. And when they ran out of ammo, they took their hatchets and their hammers for what they used to move the stakes that were protecting the archers as they continued their retreat. And they won that day. And because of that battle, because of the archers, because of the military community, that is how Henry V survived. And we have the lineage that we had today. I argue that if it wasn't for siege weapons and the missile community, we would not have the military prowess that we have today. It's because of them. That is why they belong here. Let us not forget our history. Let me speak of these individuals now and how they are in their community here in the SCA. I've spent a lot of time at the archery range. I don't know if you know, but I am an archer. I just kind of gave it up to do this stuff. But I hope that this community within this kingdom emulates the love that this community has for each other. I have probably never seen so many people so supportive of making people grow in their community as these individuals that you see right here. I want you all, I challenge you all to go and spend time at the archery range and at the throw weapons range. And go talk to some siege weapon people. Go talk to your queen. She knows. They are peers. They've been peers for some time, and I am just so thrilled to be here to talk about why all of these people, these happy few, these Banner brothers and sisters and siblings are here today to carry this on for the kingdom and our society. Thank you so much.
At this time, I would like to call forth His Grace Duke John Paul II to speak for the Pelican.
Your Majesty, thank you for the singular honor. You do me great service. Often is made about the symbol of the pelican, its piety, about how the blood they spill and the service they give. I would suggest that if we had another symbol, in this case it might be a clipboard, good walking boots. Because I have seen all three of these individuals walk their feet to the bone. I have seen them get and bring people to the range to make sure that Gulf Wars wins. I've seen them bring their equipment to the range to make sure that our fighters are not overwhelmed by the ballistas and the shock. I've seen them provide crossbow after crossbow to the masses so that we are protected and safe. They give of their administration, they give of their feet, they give of their hands, they give of their soul, and they give everything to this community. Many of them, several of them are already our in this area. But I will say that in this effort to serve this community and this part of the SCA, and I think I speak correctly for all of our brothers, Your Majesty, they are our peers, and we commend you on their selection.
I would like to have Master Kell speak from the Order of Defense.
Your Majesties, may I address your populace, please? Stood on Stiora. When His Majesty contacted me to ask me to speak today, I was of course honored, but I was struck by the memories that came flooding back from a decade ago. Because it was 10 years and 1 month I was where you were. And I will tell you, friends, enjoy this calm. Soon you will hear 3B bots, and your horse will break down the stall, and chaos will ensue. And that is your charge, to rein it in and control the chaos. Your Majesties, you have chosen 3 fine exemplars. One who completely revitalized the thrown weapons scheme, long-time range siege weapon marshal. One who not only shoots, but creates and makes, bring others onto the field. You have many more choices to make very soon. And I will tell you, that is probably the biggest challenge in a new year. You have your friends that you stood amongst moments ago, and you've been brought to the front. Bring them in. Your Majesty, I say these 3 are my
I'd like to call Countess Michelle to speak from the Order of the Rose.
Your Majesties, it is an honor today to speak for these 3 as a member of the Order of the Rose, for I know each of them very well. One of the things that I look for as a hallmark to appear is leadership and enthusiasm. That leadership and enthusiasm brings people into your activity, whether it be service, art, siege, thrown weapons, or archery. The 3 of you represent that so very well. In fact, you exemplify it. Where you lead, I would indeed follow, as would many assembled here today. Thank you so much for your kindness, your knowledge, your grace, and your time. The time you share to grow your community. It is a pleasure to be with you.
At this time, I would like to call His Excellency Master Ivar to speak for the Lions of Onstiora.
Your Majesty, the Lions of Onstiora, called Defenders of the Dream. But I think more than that, we should be an inspiration to everyone because of the unique honor that Onstiora gives to the Lions. But to recognize the peers that are upcoming is a special honor. I look at these 3 and I look at all of these gathered around who practice thrown weapons, archery, siege. Y'all are crazy. But you are also a wonderful group of people to have at our back. in combat, having archers, siege weapons, thrown weapons to help us defeat our enemies is a most wonderful thing. Especially when you start getting old, you can't fight as long. So they can take them out to make life easier. Your Majesties, I look at these three people and I recognize leaders in the missile weapons. They very much epitomize what we look at when we seek a peer. Your Majesties, they are peers and have been for a long time in this area of expertise.
So we must start this new period with accoutrements fitting their station. What medallions do we have for this new order?
The medallion bears the badge of the order. The badge shows a set of nesting scales representing that pursuit of these individuals, as well as their character, have been weighed and have been found worthy.
These medallions are made of brass. They have been 3D printed, 3D engraved to show granulation, which can usually only be done with sweat soldering. They have also been filled with a glass-like enamel that is more resilient than glass. Thank you, my love. And a pinch.
Profits for everybody.
The regalia of the order is 2 white bracers. As members of the Order of the Archior, you already have a white bracer. Now you'll have an additional set. And we'll bring forth the bracers, please. The makers of the bracers. And Master Martin also helped with these, as well as Mistress Sue.
Very nice.
As the white belt or baldric represents the orders of chivalry, the white collar represents the order of defense, a pair of white bracers shall represent the order of the monarch. Let the white color represent the purity of this order. You each shall endeavor not to stain the bracer or this order by your actions or words, but continue to stand as examples to all of the others of honor and courtesy, as is expected of all peers.
Although it is not required for a member of the Order of the March to swear fealty, we ask you now, is it your wish to swear fealty to us as a peer of the realm? Yes.
Here do I swear to the crown and kingdom of Anstira. I swear to support the laws and ideals of the society. To loyally defend the kingdom and uphold the crown. To champion teaching, foster learning, champion teaching, foster learning, and support the crown and populace of Anstira, and to ever and always be worthy of the peerage and position to which I have been entrusted. Thus swear I.
accept your oath and return will swear to you. We will heed your wise counsel in all things. We will keep the welfare of Monsieur first and foremost in all of our decisions. We will work with you to enrich the lives of our people. We reward that which is freely given by protecting you with our aid and giving you our love. May all strength fail in the world turn against any who break this solemn oath.
Let it be written into the annals of Antsiora, in all the realms of the known world, that this day, their stellar majesties, Jason and Margarita, fourth of their name, did elevate Count Ramadius, Mistress Colleen, and Sir Vicente to the rank, estate, style, title, and degree of Master or Mistress to the Order of the Mart as premiers of that order in Antsiora.
Right.
You're welcome.
We have a meeting later. Following Crown Turnage, so you'll sorry get those people watching. Take them away.
Adios, muchachos.
For the premier order of the Mart! Vivat!
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 Vivat!